Hello, I hope you're all well. So let's continue this relationship and emotional theme that we're on. This might be a video of a reminder of an advice to you. Again, if you want to grow more sustainable relationship, more stable, and that will potentially create less drama for you. So this is, I will suggest a way how you should go about the relationship when you are starting a new relationship. And in this, right now, I will mostly talk about someone you are romantically interested in, like a romantic relationship. For some reason, we make a huge difference between friendships or platonic relationships and romantic relationships. Why? Because there are a lot more intense emotions involved when there's someone we are attracted to. And when there are intense emotions, our childhood traumas will trigger, and also our hopes will trigger, our fantasies of who this person will be for us will trigger, and in all that, we will lose track of the now, the reality in the now, and who the other person actually is. Like not the projections of our past or not the projections of the future, who that person actually is. We often lose track of all that, which will create problems. And we also lose track of ourselves when there are intense emotions involved. So there are ways though how to deal with this. Like if you don't want to do that pattern again and again and again of feeling intense emotions and get carried away in a relationship, and then it becomes, difficult, toxic, or it becomes stagnant and, boring. If you don't want to make that mistake again. So first of all, like I talked about before, get to know each other first. Number 2, feel your emotions, but contain them. And this number 3, to challenge your belief system of the need of putting the relationship like in a certain category of what it's called. Like now we're dating, now we're exclusive, now you are my boyfriend, now you are my girlfriend, now you are my fiance, now you are my wife, now you are my husband. I mean, for some people all this works out, but if you have a problem with the relationship, you might consider to actually let go of all of those categories. Let go of the norms around certain kinds of relationship status. Because with norms, or when we start to call the relationship something, there comes a lot of expectations on how to behave and how the other person should behave in that relationship. Again, with friendships, it's not so stuck in those expectations. It's more fluid. And when I hear about people talk about their friendships, it's more, this friend is not so good in keeping in touch, but that's just who he or she is. And this friend is really, keep track of my birthday and what I will do next week. And this friend is this and that. So when I hear people talk about friendships, it's more like you talk about the individual and you get to know the individual and you respect the individual, which then, is more integrity in that relationship. And of course, if you have a friend who is not respecting you or is not, caring about you at all, then that friend falls out. But generally speaking, and when we call something a friendship, when there is a friend, when you have a friend, then we are, generally speaking, more accepting of that person or getting to know who he or she is, and we have less expectations than when it comes to someone we're romantically interested in. Then we are much more, keen for some reason to try to control the relationship. And by control, I say we want to put it like in a category. Now we're dating. Okay, now you are my boyfriend. And when you are my boyfriend, I expect you to behave like this and this and that. I expect you to be interested in me. I expect you to get to know me. I expect you to be open about you. And I expect you to treat me like I'm important, etc., etc., and take me out for dinner, and I expect you to relax with me, I expect you to be able to communicate, etc., etc. It's a long list. And all of the things that I said right now are important. It's just the problem comes when the expectation comes first and the feelings or the natural development comes after. Because what happens is that probably it won't come. You will stay with trying to act in a certain way according to certain expectations, but it doesn't really come natural. It doesn't really come because you truly respect and care about the other person. This is why you want to be a better person for this person. It might be that you are feeling a lot of expectations on you, and either you just don't do it at all. That's one personality type. You like when you feel expectations, you sort of back off and okay, I don't want to be in this, and you become avoidant. Or you feel expectations and you start to adapt like totally and you know, lose yourself, and that will backlash and will become frustration or irritation or like anxiety, and you know, a lot of symptoms will come out of that. So really expectations is like it's the problem in sustainable relationships in general, I think. And so how do we work around it? Well, first of all, by not being so fast in categorizing what a relationship is. Because society have like certain expectations and norms around how a romantic relationship should look like. And you do too, either because of society or because of your upbringing, like how you learned how relationships look like because of your upbringing, or you've developed your own ideas around it. And that can, you know, that can create traps of like a prisoned trap of where you are mostly acting upon like a role instead of something genuine. And then your partner, that's when the complaints come. I don't feel like you're truly caring about me, or I feel like you are too clingy, because that can also happen, like a backlash from expectations that you are becoming too clingy or adaptive, like I'm supposed to act in a certain way to this partner. So it really can have a lot of consequences. So I invite you to, first of all, challenge how you categorize relationships. Like, again, like friendships is the most important, or to really get to know each other first. And then have faith in what it will unfold into, to really trust the process. And this is like really an existential challenge then, because this is really about trusting the flow of life. Like, if you're supposed to be with someone, and if you let go of control, then the chance you will end up with this someone is bigger. Because when you let go of control, you will learn instead of falling into yourself and your own truths. And that will attract like another person who does the same. I'm not saying relationships are a lot of work, but sometimes it can just be a lot of work and it doesn't come naturally. So again, there is a balance. So potentially like wait before you start to categorize a relationship. Because for some of you, the moment you call yourself exclusive, or the moment you marry, then you're sort of trapped in ideas. If you haven't really worked on the authentic relationship first, like if you haven't really gotten to know each other so that you can trust each other first and have that as a foundation, so you know that we are choosing each other not because of any norms or not because of any expectations, and this person still stays even if I don't text in a certain way every day. The choice of this person is not dependent on how you act. It's dependent on how well you know each other and how the trust between you is, that you are really accepting each other as you are, and not because of of an expectation of how you should act. Expectations make you feel trapped, and expectation makes you lose yourself. So again, it's the same message as before, like really give yourself time to keep yourself, to stay grounded in yourself, to choose yourself first, and to get to know yourself first, to choose your own truth first, and then whoever attracts you, whoever comes to you, is probably the person that you vibe with. It shouldn't be more difficult than that to have a relationship. You shouldn't have to chase someone. Yeah, some people go about that with that, but often that comes with consequences later when reality kicks in. So really go slow. Go slow. Get to know yourself and the other person. Make choices that then are grounded from your own truth. And the chance of sustainable relationship with yourself and with another person are much higher. And also the chance of, developing a really deep friendship, profound love that is grounded in respect and integrity will be there for you instead of a more imprisoned and controlled, suffocating sort of love. So yeah, let me know about your experiences from this, and what you think about it, and what your thoughts about norms, relationship norms are. So please comment if you have anything to share about that. So I hope this was inspirational, and thank you for this time.